Hello everyone and welcome back. Step into a world of intrigue and danger as we uncover the enigmatic story of Bindi Johal, a seemingly ordinary resident of Vancouver with a chilling secret. Witness the rise and reign of one of Canada's most notorious gangsters, whose fearless rule struck fear into the hearts of all who crossed his path. Brace yourself for the shocking tale of the brutal Indian gangster who held the Canadian streets captive in the 90s. In the vibrant city of Vancouver, where 300 souls reveled in the bliss of the night, unbeknownst to them, a sinister horror was about to unfold. Bindi Johal, a 27-year-old who had garnered a notorious reputation, danced amidst the crowd, his celebrity status tainted by dark deeds. Suddenly, chaos erupted as a mysterious gunman approached Bindi from behind and unleashed a fatal shot. As panic gripped the nightclub, the assailant vanished into the shadows, leaving Bindi bleeding on the dance floor. With a single bullet to the back of his head, Bindi Johal's life was abruptly extinguished at the Palladium nightclub. Despite desperate efforts from the medical team, he succumbed to his injuries, passing away mere hours after the fateful gunfire. Even with countless witnesses present that fateful night, not one could describe the elusive shooter. And this tragedy was not an isolated incident. Only months prior, 3 of Bindi's associates fell victim to a violent war that engulfed Vancouver, a brutal spectacle unlike anything the city had ever witnessed. While not officially affiliated with any gangs, his encounters with law enforcement and the public have left an indelible mark. In a courtroom, Bindi openly admits to being a drug dealer. Although he faced trial for the murder of 2 former friends, he was ultimately acquitted. Yet, police maintain a watchful eye on this enigmatic figure. Born in Punjab, India in 1975, Bindi Johal's turbulent journey took him to Vancouver, British Columbia at a young age. Even as a child, his rebellious nature and disregard for authority raised eyebrows. Troubling behavior persisted, leading to expulsion from school and a prison sentence for a vicious assault on his vice principal. Blaming society for his actions, Bindi's claims fell flat in the eyes of the judge. Released from incarceration, his path remained unchanged, setting the stage for his return to the courtroom. Enrolling in McNair Secondary School upon moving to Richmond, Bindi's troubles persisted, setting him on a fateful path toward a life of crime. Shortly after his arrival, he faced a conviction for possessing a deadly weapon, having smashed a car window with a baseball bat. While college briefly beckoned, Bindi's aspirations crumbled as he dropped out after just 1 semester, opting instead for a perilous career as a criminal. He would align himself with a local crew of Hispanic gangsters known as Los Diablos, gradually attracting more Indo-Canadian members until the gang transformed, rebranding as the Punjabi Mafia. Within this empire, Bindi found his role as a hitman and Ron Dosanjh, 2 individuals whose significance in Bindi's life would surpass all expectations. In the tumultuous year of 1991, a golden opportunity presented itself to Bindi Johal, propelling his criminal activities to new heights. With Jimmy Dosanjh facing charges for the murder of a local narcotics trafficker, Bindi seized the moment and steered the Punjabi Mafia toward a bold new direction. Their modus operandi: hijacking electronics trucks to offload valuable cargo on the black market. By this time, Bindi's annual earnings were estimated to be a staggering $4 million. However, his downfall loomed, driven by his explosive temper and ruthless disregard for everyone, including his gang members. One police officer aptly described Bindi's attitude as self-centered and narcissistic, harboring a deep-seated hatred for people. Even long-standing acquaintances were treated with disdain as Bindi prioritized only himself. Among his close associates was Balbatar, whom Bindi met during his time in prison. Their relationship, characterized solely by business interests, demonstrated Bindi's transactional approach to all his connections within the group. Batar, a lieutenant in Bindi's ranks, admitted to the Punjabi Mafia's involvement in over a dozen murders across the nation. Together with Bindi, he carried out several executions, displaying a sickening disregard for human life. However, not all of Bindi's assassination attempts proved successful. One shocking instance involved his former brother-in-law, Preet Sarbet Peter Gill, whom Bindi targeted for elimination. As if killing his own kin wasn't enough, Bindi's twisted ambitions extended to his own cousin, Rabi Kandola. Fueled by a desire for deadly revenge, Bindi sought to take out Kandola, believing him Bindi assembled a death squad known as the Elite, comprised entirely of Indo-Canadian hitmen, boasting about their ruthless efficiency in eliminating over 25 individuals in just 5 years. Yet, fate would turn against this immigrant gangster, leading to his estrangement from his former bosses, the Dosanjh brothers. In a bid to eliminate them permanently, Bindi took drastic measures. He orchestrated the murder of Jimmy Dosanjh in February 1994, as it was believed that Jimmy had placed a $230,000 hit on Bindi himself. This organized hit was meticulously planned and publicly executed, leaving an indelible mark on the annals of criminal history. To further insult his former employers, Bindi Johal audaciously appeared on live television, candidly discussing the event. Mocking Jimmy Dosanjh, Bindi derided him as a hitman, proclaiming, "I guess he was a very serious person from what I've seen of him on the street. I think he couldn't have hit his way out of a paper bag." This brazen act ignited a public war of words, captured on camera for the world to witness. In the April of 1994, a chilling event unfolded on the streets of Vancouver, forever etching its mark on the city's history. Ron Dosanjh, the surviving brother of the notorious Dosanjh duo, found himself at a fateful crossroads. As he idled at a red light, a vehicle pulled up beside him. But what awaited him was not a casual encounter. With a cold barrel of an AK-47 pressed against his face, Ron faced a grim inevitability. Bullets tore through the air, piercing his flesh and sealing his fate in an instant. The streets of Vancouver, once again, became a canvas for the tragic dance of life and death. Merely weeks later, another innocent soul would meet an untimely demise, a victim of mistaken identity. Greg Olson, Bindi Johal's neighbor, innocently walked his dog outside his own home, aware of the deadly forces converging upon him. Gang-related murders continued to stain the city throughout the 90s, leaving a trail of sorrow and shattered lives in their wake. Among the victims was Glenn Olson, an unsuspecting bystander who fell victim to the senseless violence while simply enjoying an evening stroll with his faithful companion. It was amidst this backdrop of bloodshed and chaos that the trial of Bindi Johal sent shockwaves through the media, gripping the public's attention with its dark allure. The accused stood before the court, charged with the first-degree murder of the Dosanjh brothers, accompanied by a lineup of suspected gunmen and accomplices. The trial's unfolding drama captivated the nation, as each revelation deepened the labyrinthine narrative of Johal's life. But even the most seasoned storyteller couldn't have crafted the unforeseen twist that awaited within the courtroom's walls. In a stunning turn of events, Bindi Johal and his former brother-in-law, Peter Gill, found themselves charged with the murder of Jimmy Dosanjh. This high-profile trial became one of the costliest in Canadian history, necessitating unprecedented security measures. However, fate had a different plan in store. As the proceedings unfolded, it was discovered that Gill had engaged in an affair with George Gillian, a key witness in the case. The revelation of this affair cast doubt on Gill's credibility, leading to a stunning acquittal for both him and Johal. The courtroom drama reached its zenith, leaving a bewildered public in its wake. Yet even after narrowly escaping the clutches of justice, this audacious gangster had no intentions of fading into obscurity. Bindi Johal, having acquired dubious celebrity status, became known as the Scarface of Vancouver. With an air of defiance, he brazenly declared, "Just want these guys to know, you got another thing coming. I'm still around." Undeterred by the forces of law and order, Johal continued to wield his influence in the criminal underworld. But as the years passed, Bindi Johal's reckless nature and disregard for others would catch up with him. His path of destruction was paved with the blood of rivals, fellow gang members, and even his closest associates. Victims fell one by one, as Johal's killing spree left a trail of devastation in its wake. The Dosanjh brothers' associates became periodic targets, eliminating them methodically. His gang members were not spared, as his volatile temper pushed him to the brink of violence. Derek Chang Shankar, who dared insult Johal, met a grisly end at his hands. Another associate, Roman Danny Mann, expressed a desire to leave the criminal life, an act that ignited Johal's fury. Mann's punishment was swift and brutal, a fatal blow to the head. But the tale of Bindi Johal would reach its bloody conclusion on that fateful December night in 1998. A dispute with a Chinese gang over narcotics led Johal to confront his enemies head-on. In the early hours of the morning, at the Palladium nightclub, an assassin's bullet found its mark, forever silencing the once celebrated gangster. Bindi Johal, Vancouver's dark protagonist, met his demise, leaving behind a legacy of fear, violence, and shattered dreams. Despite his premature demise at the tender age of 27, Bindi Johal's legend lived on. He became a folk hero of sorts, immortalized in documentaries, and even a movie that some claimed romanticized the criminal world, depicting it as thrilling and captivating. However, the truth remained that Johal's life was one of constant conflict, marked by the enmity he harbored toward almost everyone he encountered. In the end, it was this very trait that brought about his downfall, unraveling the tale of Bindi Johal, a man whose existence was as tumultuous and dark as the underworld he inhabited. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and until next time, take care of yourself, look after each other, and stay safe.